All right, hello everyone. It's Low Code Campfire number 24, October 22nd, 2021. And today I'm doing Open Line Friday because I couldn't think of a better topic to put down. Actually, I do have some topics to hit on. But this is community gathering. We want to emphasize all skill levels are welcome. And it's a community gathering to talk about techniques and challenges and experiences around Plantin app and low code. We have all of our past episodes on YouTube. That's youtube.com/plantinApp. So you can look there for more information. And we have a relatively informal agenda, but it's getting a little longer. We say hi and then talk about new contributions to the Campfire website and our techniques and challenges and experiences and whatever's troubling you today. We don't have a lot of problem with background noise, but if you've got some going on, please mute. And we do have a page for adding questions and topics, and those are available either through that QR code or through the links in the emails that you get from us. So, hello, good morning to everyone.
Morning, Dale.
Hey.
Good morning.
We want to say introductions and hello to everyone, including our new community manager.
That would be Ben Santiardo.
Thank
you very much.
It will be, yeah. We are looking forward to that.
Oh, I missed something here. Is there an email I should have grabbed?
No, this is the official announcement right here. I think, I don't know how Mark must be talking to the boss. He must have known something.
You can see the smile on Ben's face when you announced it.
That's only because I knew who he was talking about.
Yeah. So, yes, Ben's going to be taking on a role of community manager, and that is going to be hopefully an ever-expanding role, but at least a start here. And so we'll figure out what that means, but I think at least one of the things that's on the list is helping us with our beta program that we've been talking about in the last few weeks. And he's already been thinking about a design about how that will look and how we can interact with that. And so we'll touch on that a little bit today, and I think probably go into it a little bit more in depth because we hope to have an actual system at least started by next week to talk about that. But anyway, introductions and hello. And let's see. Yep, just a regular crowd today, just looking at the participant list. So we've already covered. Roberto, glad to see you today. So first call, what's on your mind? What's going on?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I just want to know if it's maybe because I'm using an older version or whatnot. Anyone try testing the short description tooltip portion using an actual token as its value? It says it accepts MyTokens, but for whatever reason, at least on mine, it's not replacing the token. I don't know if it's just because I'm on an old version. I haven't updated to 16 yet.
What version? Do you know what version you're on?
Well, this one's actually even a little bit older. But I think I tested it on 15 and I had the same problem. This one is, I want to say 12. Hold on one second. No, excuse me, 14.
Yep, real easy to test though. I'm not.
Yeah, I just threw a button on. I created a token, simple context, string token, and put that as the value for the short description. And all I see is the token itself display as the tooltip.
So this would be the short description.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so it looks like the token isn't being expanded. Is that what you're seeing, Ben?
Correct.
And I didn't see.
Just making sure it wasn't me that I was doing something wrong or expecting something that I shouldn't be expecting, because I thought it said supports MyTokens. So
It sure does. It says that. I see the product manager hanging out in the background. You want me to write that one up?
Yes, please. I've noted it down as well, but yes, please.
Great. Let me type something here. All the things that we do tokens very well. I suspect that's a pretty small thing and it was just an overlook. So hopefully we'll get that one sorted out quickly. Good deal. Anybody else have something as important as tooltips? Buttons. No, that's a good one. That's a good catch.
I have a how-to question,
Yes, sir.
which is when you have a grid that's built by PlanTap for default entities, that's a link to another table. You get the 1 of, 2 of, 3 of message that are links off. That's an HTML string that is compiled or built by the tool, but in there are some tokens related that I can't find a definition of. They're related, built from the entities. Are there tokens built for every entity that are visible someplace, and I just don't know where to look for them?
Okay, so unfortunately I'm drawing a blank so far on.
So in that comment on your screen right there under the comment column, that HTML that says 3 contribution comments.
Yes.
Is a HTML fragment that contains some tokens that relate to contribution comment count.
I think this comes from, if you scroll down, maybe they're somewhere in the.
It's in the data source, yeah.
Oh, it's in the data source.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so,
It's
yeah.
coming. Is that just a built-in data source item then?
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at all fields, we have that there. Yeah, it's in the 3rd column at the bottom.
So this one here, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. So it's just there. It's in the data source, even though it's not displayed that way. It's still usable as a token. You don't have to have it on.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the data source is providing it automatically for entities. And you can find it here with the add selected, you can find it. And then just, I had never dug into the behind the scenes on that. So we're doing we're using contribution count, the comment count, and then we're also using the pluralization get token. Is that a core token now? Or probably always was. So
Yeah, it is, yeah.
so singular or so contribution comment, contribution comments. So it's nicely doing that and then linking to the ID. So yep,
Okay, so that count is coming out of the data source is just because I went looking to go see where that count was, because I wanted to try to filter the count being built.
Yep. So you could add the count to as a column. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. You could add that column as a separate column and then do things with it, sort.
Right. And I just I didn't see it down, and I was looking for it in tokens, wasn't looking for it in the data source.
Yep. Cool.
just as a side note, Jim, the difference you'll always see between tokens and data sources is the tokens will always have a namespace first, then a colon. So if you don't see that namespace colon and then a name, it's not a token. It's always going to be part of the data source.
Yeah, and understanding how it got created, that there is a little bit of magic there. It's just automatically providing it from the data source. So, yep, built in. And you wouldn't get it as part of like a select SQL, but you could, of course, add it there yourself as in your select. Good.
Okay, I have a question.
Please.
I don't expect an answer unless someone has already come across this, but I was wondering if there is a way in Plant an App to add new panes to a page such that I could put additional modules in those new window panes.
So I don't think there is. I think we had a product that did a lot about formatting, and I don't know that we're emphasizing it anymore, of being able to customize your pane and page, but I don't think it was under dynamic control either.
I know there was a presentation last night on the Southern Fried DNN using a different product. They were able to do that, and I was just wondering if there was a way to get that done with a trick that someone else might know. But yeah, if anything comes to mind, I'd like to hear about it sometime.
So, oh, go ahead, Ben.
No, I was going to say, darn, I missed that webinar again. That's the second time I missed it.
Well, it's recorded.
So in that case, is the addition permanent, or is it just to the page you're working on, or do you know?
It's the page you're working on, and it is permanent for that page.
Interesting. Because alternately, the only thing to do would be like to make a copy of the page, insert your own. I mean, it's not a hard task to insert your own pane, right? But you do have to have access to the file system, be able to modify the theme, create a custom version, select it, that kind of thing. So do it dynamically. I mean, yeah, I'm not aware.
Yeah, well, related to that, yeah, is there a way that I can use action form or something like it to edit a file, like a text file or HTML file that is not inside my portal, you know, like a level up, like that, the theme, the template for the page theme? If I could use it to just, you know, not having to go into the background, using some other tool to get in there, can I edit the file?
I suspect you'd have to use something like PowerShell or some custom code to get to a higher level. I think they hold you down pretty much. Does that? Anyone ideas on that?
I mean, it's rough, but you could always create a token, you know, with C# or VB code, Razor script that will find a particular skin template and make the adjustments you want. But that's a lot of heavy coding. That's not going to be a simple thing to do. You have to figure out where you want to insert, what you want to insert, and make sure that, you know, you're putting everything in the right spot. I don't think that's something you really want to delve into. I think you're looking for something a little bit more streamlined, easy to
Well, I probably prefer to open the whole file in an editor, make my manual tweaks, and then save it. Similar to the configuration page that DNN provides, changing configuration files.
It's possible. I mean, like I said, with the Razor script, you'll be able to access the, you know, file level. You'd be able to pull out the list of files in a directory, pick the file you want, read the file, dump it into a text box, make whatever changes you want, hit save, and save it back to the same location.
Another solution that I was just thinking about, in Windows, you can make hard links, I think they are called. So basically, you can map one folder in another folder. So you could map the skins folders inside the portal folder. use the DNN sync, so then they are actually added to the portal, and then you can work with it with the file actions.
You said hard links?
I think that's how they are called, hard links. So you
Maybe.
can,
Yeah, it's the command mklink. If you use that, you'll be creating, oh goodness.
Like a shortcut?
It's basically, it's like an alias folder. Think of it that way. The alias folder will show up with a little special icon to show you that it's one of those links. And when you open it up, it's going to look like it's part of that structure, but it's actually looking at information at a different folder. But that's actually the only way, like Bogdan said, that you're going to actually be able to get it to appear in the portal's structure folder that DNN can see it. I only know this because I tried doing it through virtual directories, and virtual directories do not show up in DNN.
Okay, thanks. I'll look into that.
Good. All right. So we've already had a success for the day, a couple of them. Patrick, you had mentioned that you did a POC for filtering a grid and a pop-up from a dashboard, which we were talking about last week. Do you have that up? Do you
Yeah,
want to
sure.
share it?
Yeah, I can share that. Yep. We were talking about this last week, and so after the call, I just threw something very simple together, just to show what we can do there. So, so here's my dashboard, and first I'll just so I have this button here that shows the grid, and I'll show you how I have it configured in a minute. But so you can see that I have these items here that are either junk or keep. So if I close this, and I have a dashboard item for junk and a dashboard item for keep, if I click junk, I get the grid pop up and show the junk items. And if I click keep, I get the items that I'm keeping. I'm kind of in moving mode right now, so that's why I'm, what am I going to keep and what am I going to get rid of? So to give you an idea how I configured this, let me edit the dashboard here and look at the template, and I'm going to edit the template. And so the first thing I'm just going to create a new option here for me. So I'm going to take this and replace this line. If I can highlight the entire thing, and then of course change this back to 3. And I'm going to, so you can see that I'm basically putting a parameter in the URL string, and of course the grid is syncing to the URL string, and I'll do cell. So that's another option for things I want to do as I'm moving here. And so I'll keep that like that and save the template. And then I want to close this and go to this tile here and configure the tile. And call this cell. And of course I can do colors and everything, but I'm going to just go along here to the, this is the entity I'm working with here. I'm going to filter it and say test equals cell, and we will just fill out the rest of these real quick. Make that an integer and save that. And now I will click on this. Oh, I did something wrong, obviously. This is what Dale always likes, is when something doesn't work when you do a live demo. Yeah.
We get to see your way out of this. What
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's look at the, what did I do wrong here? Dashboard. maybe it's just that I need to refresh. That might be it. Let me
I was just
check.
going to say, does it
Yeah.
refresh when you save that? Maybe you have to reload the page.
Yeah, I think I do probably, because I ID'd the card correctly, so I think we're good to go there. So let me just refresh the page and see. There we go. Yep, that was it. Okay, so now let me add an item. I'm not going to be creative here. I'm just going to do.
I was going to try and make up something you definitely wanted to sell. Pinball machine.
Oh, my snow thrower, because I'm moving south. That's what I need to sell. I'm moving south and I have a very, very large snow thrower, so I need to sell that one.
I'm moving north and I need to buy a snowblower.
Well, wow. Okay, this might work out here. Okay, so now you can see right away it shows up immediately in my grid here, and if I come back here and switch back to the items I'm keeping, I see the items I'm keeping. And of course, for the grid itself, here, so I did the display mode in pop-up, and you can see that I'm using that JavaScript right there. That
Perfect.
That looks
makes
good.
sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice drill down.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Sorry, in the template editor of the dashboard API, is possible to use my token inside to dynamically insert the correct module ID or something.
You beat me to it, Bob. I was going to ask the same question.
I'm not sure I
Yeah.
understand the question totally.
Is the template to the KPI cards, are they MyToken aware?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, throw a
I'll
token
do
in there.
deal.
Let's see.
I don't think so, but Bogdan, do you know differently?
Thank you, Ben. You can translate my bad English to correct.
Just
No
throw
problem.
a datetime or a get on something just so we can see it in
But where
Did you
would I put
module
that?
ID token
there.
Yes,
under
right.
425?
Just put it right in the div? Is that what you're
Yeah.
suggesting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What would that token be that you were just referring to? Just module ID?
Module ID.
No, well, it will be module : module ID.
Yes, that's it. Yep, yep. I knew I was missing something.
And go ahead and put some real text there so we can, like outside of it, like is the module
Yeah.
ID or something, so we can verify that it's actually coming out or blank.
Okay, give it a try.
Truth.
No,
Not aware.
no, did not work.
There's the answer.
So I was sharing. I had a call with Bogdan a little later on Friday, and I was talking about this with him. And Bogdan, do you mind if I share what you said about it? So as I was telling Bogdan about this, he said, "Well, I guess what we need here is a and just so that everyone knows, we're always thinking this way. What we need here is in the dashboard configuration an on-click event definition to keep us from having to do that, the JavaScript within the template like that. So that's a cool feature idea that we came up with out of this.
So if the settings of this wouldn't be in the template, it would be the settings of the individual. Where would that on action be?
Yes, so let me just save that and refresh. So in this configuration here, when we configure this tile,
It could have an on-click kind of action.
yeah, like one of the settings here would be an on-click event optionally that you could specify, and then you could define what that on-click event does.
That would be very, very cool.
Yeah.
And kind of open it up for more than just pop-ups. You could record that
Yeah, maybe even make it an action list. You know,
Yeah.
so on click, you this action runs, and then we could you know, use like open form and pop up type actions, that sort of thing.
Well, and you could imagine somebody might want to link to another page that did a different kind of drill down, or I mean, that would make it wide open. So
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Be a very cool thing.
Well, so this is a perfect example of we don't necessarily have the answer live in real time on Campfire, but give us a week to think about it.
I forget whose question was that. Are they on the call?
That was mine, I think.
Oh, okay. Yep. So does this look like a good solution?
Yeah, no, you know, are you going to post this up to the shared samples? So,
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
yeah, that way I can go and see exactly where you were.
Yeah.
How you were foam writing the tiles and stuff like that.
Sure. I'll do that.
Yeah, that would be true. And that's a great segue now into Campfire contributions. We did have one since last week. So within Campfire contributions, sort this here. We had a new one from Mark to reduce the space used from the DNN page edit control bar. So I thought, and first of all, we'll go to his contribution. It shows what it does. So we got a screenshot before and after. Thank you very much. That's nicely documented and exactly how to do it. It requires editing the admin DNN edit bar CSS main CSS. So you have to have access to the file system there. But other than that, it works. I mean, it works just as just great. I have it set up here. I click edit now. I've added it to the Campfire, and now instead of that huge black bar, we have it here nicely to the left, and you can still open and close it. So nice contribution. Everybody's concerned about screen space. Ben had one that was wiping out all of our stuff within entities. I think I touched on that one another day, but you know, if we take a look at entities, he's got one in the properties that hide all the default properties that are just there, and you can click and open. And I think you've been maintaining that one too. I think there was an edit that you made to it, so that's very cool. So, but yeah, Mark's contribution, very nice. Sounds like you're working to maximize your screen space. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, that was a thing when you try to bump into a website on your phone because you're on the go and that's all you have to do it with. That saves some space. It also that control panel across the bottom does cover up some plant and app stuff sometimes, and that makes it visible.
Yeah, I noticed that it does help. And I mean, for example, in if you activate that, and I'm going to leave it activated and go to configuration tokens, that you can, for example, when you run a token, it doesn't cover up your test area, which is kind of cool. But it still squishes this. Well, depending on earlier, I was working with this and it squished the filter by name out. So there's a little bit of dynamic. Maybe it was on a different screen with a different width.
Are you saying that the shortened edit bar does that?
Hey, Peter, can you mute?
Sorry, yeah, I wanted to say.
Yeah. So I found a case earlier where it was still squishing this filter by name, but it seems to be working now. But that's certainly certainly helps, and it's working now. So good.
Okay. Well, by the way, and related, I also have a little procedure that will hide the persona bar on the left side. And I know you guys have a little X for when you're in your plant and app screen. what I put together is a button that'll toggle the persona bar off and on, and it could be used anywhere in the site. So I'm just checking it out and make sure it doesn't screw anything up before releasing it.
Good. Well, we'll look forward to that one as well. Yes,
It's also maybe something for a pull request to DNN.
Well, actually, I've talked to the people who worked on a persona bar already, and you know, it sparked off a long conversation about the persona bar. I think it uncovered quite a bit of interest in redoing it, the whole persona bar, which is not what I had intended when I made a little comment like that. But I think there's going to be some movement in that area, but it's not going to be right away. But there's interest and there's going to be some movement.
Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Peter, were you trying to get in a comment earlier? Did you get?
No, this is exactly about this point today. The edit control bar, which is always annoying. So it was very nice to see that somebody did this reducing stuff.
Yep.
We'll take a look at that.
As an interesting side note, I mentioned I attended a meeting last night, and they actually showed a technique where you can add to that edit bar at the bottom. You can actually, by clicking the right checkbox, you can add a quick module add button in that control bar. So let's say you wanted your default quick add module to be an HTML module. To the left of those three buttons, there's a drop down in which you could choose your favorite modules and just choose it and then hit the add button right there without opening up the floating module choosing mechanism. So I think my little ditty of squeezing that edit bar is going to count that out. It's going to make that not work, but it was an interesting thing that you can add to this bar at the bottom.
Yeah, that's a hidden feature, I would say.
Yeah, it's a hidden feature. It's in the site settings on one of the panels. I didn't memorize it yet. I'm going to go back and, okay. Yeah, so it's in there somewhere. You can tell it you want to do that.
Well, yeah, it could be anywhere. So I won't.
There it is. Show quick module add menu on the right. Yep, that's it. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to do now that the edit bar has been shortened, Dale. But
I'm not going to actually click it, but we at least yeah, I suspect maybe we just if it gives another button, maybe we just have to add a few more pixels back in, but we'll do that real time.
That's the right idea.
Cool. All right.
I thought that was worth sharing. It was kind of cool.
So yeah, we'll keep doing this where if there's new contributions, I'll check them out. I've added the date that things were added, so it's easy to spot when we have new contributions, and I do encourage you to participate. If you don't have credentials yet for this system, send an email to me or comment now, but support@plantanet.com and we'll get you added. Okay.
So, just a real minor note real quick. I thank you for making a comment on my contribution. I don't know why, but I got 2 copies of every comment in an email, 2 emails. Just thought I'd mention. I don't know why.
Yeah, that is a work in progress, but I will take note of that.
That's all.
Great.
I have a quick question, Mark. Did
Yeah.
you test that that code that you inserted? What happens on a DNN update?
Nope. See, has it gone through an update? I don't think it has.
Because I'm thinking if you're modifying the base CSS, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here and say I think on an update you're gonna lose that code.
Yeah, I think so too.
Good guess. Yeah, I did. You know, Dale had the same related question. Hey, can we put that CSS in like the portal CSS file? No, it doesn't work there.
No, it doesn't work because it's in an iframe. The persona bar and the control bar are in an iframe. So whatever you do inside portal.css doesn't work. Skin.css doesn't work either. So it must be in that that iframe related CSS file.
Okay. Yeah, that explains why I couldn't even see the CSS when inspecting.
Yes, exactly. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, some more thought.
So Peter, I got your comment. You should be getting an email from us for credentials for that. You're set up. So
Thank you
for asking. All right. Good. So this is an open discussion topic that would just kind of help us. We are in the process of rolling out our free /trial plan for Plant an App, and we were just having a discussion about the technical details of that this morning. But I was just wondering, you know, what helped you most during your evaluation, or how could we have helped you better during your evaluation, so that you would know what you had your hands on and sooner. Any thoughts about?
I would have liked to see more working examples of some of the tools and how they're used. I mean, that's one of the things I get out of Campfire and the cafe a lot is seeing, oh, you know, there are still so many things in the tool set that I've never seen as a feature that are listed as a feature. I mean, I wonder how you would use that. And my interpretation of what that tool is supposed to do is sometimes completely different than the intent.
Okay. That's a good one.
Well, I think it depends a lot on your target user. If they come from another low-code platform, then a free trial or a free plan is okay, and examples are necessary, I guess, because Plant an App will work differently than that other platform.
I know one of the things that we're working on that might address this is that you'll have the ability to pick either an empty Plant an App, which is what you probably had access to now. We also have the Low Code Academy, but there'll be a third option, which will be startup with a particular solution active. And so you'll be able to see it working and be able to open up the pieces of the puzzle. So it's not exactly talking about examples of the tools, but if you can see that something working, okay, how did they do that? There'll be the ability to poke at that.
I think that helps very much if you do some stuff you have never done before, in the sense that looking at how you solved it is helpful.
Anything else come to mind? Again, if it does, you're welcome to send me an email. Where this is an ongoing process for us, and we're going to get started and get better at it. But the whole, we want to bring more people along. So good.
Yeah, I think I've had quite a few actually thoughts about this very topic, Dale. Some of them I've actually have written down. I will look for that file and I'll forward it to you. You know, I went through and actually made notes, especially when I was going through the academy. Yeah, Patrick Anderson's probably seen it, that list. But yeah, I'll look through it. I've got some notes.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that you, when you're doing your first project with PlantenApp, then there are lots of things you have to think about and decide on how to move forward. The thing I was struggling with, for instance, what should you do with entities and the screens, the grids, and the forms and the APIs? It's created automatically. Of course, when you have a real solution, should you then change those automatically generated forms, or should you copy them and then change them and build your own on top of it? It's still something I am struggling with, at least. I don't know how you do it, but it's yeah, there is, at that point there is no help anymore, in the sense that what's best practices. I was looking for best practices and couldn't find it. So that's something that maybe helps for starters.
Yeah, Peter, I struggled with that very same thing quite a bit, and I think I still do to some extent. Understanding when and how to use the CRUD interactions with the entities that PlantenApp generates versus when I want to put that out where my users will see and or use it, and how it's going to be different from connected or not connected. Yeah, I think that's it's really cool that PlantenApp makes those pages for us, but our use of them needs to be understood well. Yeah.
So I just so that you're not left with nothing at this point, I think this low code episode 54, Low Code Cafe, how to structure a low code app, Radu spent some time going over, and I think that he talked some about these best practices. So that's probably worth looking at. But I take the note that providing the right help at the right time. I mean, I can't, we're not going to be able to send people evaluating our product off to look at an hour's worth of low code cafe. So what's the, you know, how do we explain that and be there to assist them at the right time? So I think that's a very good point. But low code 54 would be, I think, worth taking a look for anybody who's struggling with that one.
Brilliant.
And
yeah, thank you. I will look at them. I'm very interested in that.
And I'll drop that on the chat here as well. Ben, I noticed put on the chat about the DOS command for Alias, the mklink. So thank you for working on that. Well,
thanks, Ben.
And great. So I mentioned earlier that the beta program is coming, and we have a tentative timeline for version 1.17. I'm going to add all kinds of pressure to Bogdan and the team by announcing it here. But our plan is that we're going to have this 10-day window between 11.3 and 11.12 for anyone interested in beta testing, and there'll be more details on that. Let's see, I thought I had it here somewhere on my, nope, on my clipboard. Let me see if I can, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just, I have a calendar presentation somewhere, but we kind of have this timeline that we're working up, that we go for code freeze on a Friday. We'll have a 10-day beta period that you'll be able to test and report, and then a defined release date. So anyway, you can know that that's coming.
Question for, is the output of the beta from if we volunteer to do it, is there going to be a test script that we have to run or something? I mean, there's a lot of features that come out that I don't immediately have a need for, or is it just, you know, so I wouldn't be implementing them other than to test them? Or is it just good enough to be participate and say, I didn't find a bug, or it didn't affect me? Is that a good enough output, even if you weren't testing a specific feature?
Oh, so I think we're going to cover that in more detail. We're certainly optimistic that you'll participate in the new features, but there's a variety of things. I mean, there's new features, bug fixes, and enhancements, and so you'll be able to pick and choose places that you want to participate. And then part of it is what you just said. I went through and verified that it didn't break anything. That's an important thing to know as well. And you'll be able to report any miscellaneous bugs that you find. I mean, we're interested in all of it, but that is a good point about participation to say, yeah, I've tested my app and it didn't break. It is really important information for us as well. Any other questions about beta? It's dangerous. Yes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I just again, we're talking about this free plan, and this is unscripted, so Bogdan can slap my hand if he wants to, but I'm thinking that might be something, just one set of tools to use to be able to have a free plan and do beta testing on a new version. That, I mean, if you, depending on your ability to spin up a duplicate or backup environment, and we're interested in all of it. So somebody could test on a fresh copy and do things and make sure that the new features work. So cool. So like I say, we're now on to our unscripted part. What else is going on? Or what else would you like to see in future episodes?
I have a issue with the page builder skin that I can't, that's an anomaly to me that I can't figure out. Using the little gear icon to pop up the different editors. And I can share my screen and show it.
Please do. Let's jump in.
I share the correct screen. Okay, so in this page, when I click on assume people are seeing it, I am not seeing all the modules and stuff that are on the form unless I put the form into edit mode over here. And then also, if I have another page, I'm getting the customize, I'm getting entity builder and stuff, and it is seeing all the modules. This is an app, this is a page built by Plantain App. The other one, this is one where I've made copies of Plantain App modules and brought them in.
So have you checked the permissions on modules? I suspect it has something to do with that.
I did. I mean, I have admin permissions set on it.
It could also have to do with the container.
Oh, with the container.
Yeah, is it a page builder container?
It should be. This page may have gone back and forth between different skins before page builder existed. And maybe there could be a remnant out there, something that I have to go find. So
you say, I'm sorry, I just want to double check. So Patrick, you're saying that that gear icon, it's finding the list of modules based off of the fact that the module needs to be using the page builder container?
I think so. So just to this is something that I've seen with another client, and I know that the solution was that what was not showing up in the list were modules where the container had been changed to a container that wasn't a page builder container, and when I switched it back to being a page builder container, then it showed back up in the list. So
Good to know.
Yeah, little tricks to keep in our back pocket.
And is that container, like on this grid here, where is that container configured over?
Cogwheel
yeah,
right there.
right.
Yeah.
Go to settings. Yeah. And then
then
switch to the page settings tab. And so, yeah, so it's using the default container for the page when it says none specified.
Maybe Patrick, maybe it's the display container checkbox because it works in edit mode, but not when you're not in edit mode.
Ah, yeah, might be.
You see it's unchecked there. So maybe
Yeah.
you tick display container.
Oh, except the problem with that is then you get titles and things that are in the, like the container header.
Yeah,
I
but then
don't-
you'd still be able to change it here by selecting a page builder card with no title.
Mhm.
So even though you check display container, if you do one with no title, you won't get that title portion.
Hey, I solved
Cool.
Cool.
in real time. Yay. Okay, so the second part of the question is, I'm not seeing all the options here on this page that I see on another page. I don't have entity builder link.
Yep.
This isn't an entity page.
Okay, so you're not on a page that's driven by an entity, so you're, okay,
Right.
cool.
All of that in the X there is being provided by page builder theme, right? The green, this whole menu is that's the source of it, page builder. So you're trying to use a hybrid, right? You're using non-page builder and trying to get page builder functionality, right? So
Yes.
sounds like the
I'm
right.
trying to use the page builder theme to standardize across pages, but as we, in one of the previous campfires or something, we talked about, okay, let page builder build grids and things like that, and then make a copy of them to another page if you're going to customize the look and feel and,
Right.
different columns and things like that. So that was what I was trying to do. It's like, okay.
No, that makes good sense, and it is an area for us to pay attention to keep people from struggling. Okay, what else? All right. I'm trying to decide which slide to go to. There's always this one, but I don't want to. I don't ever want to do that. So let's just say that we'll wrap up and we'll meet again next Friday at 10 a.m. We do appreciate all everyone participating, whether it's coming to this meeting, helping out each other. I love that we've got some nice solutions to the different problems that came up, and I love the contributions to Campfire website. So I hope that will continue, and we'll just look forward to meeting up with y'all next week.
Great. Thanks, Dale.
Thank
Good.
you all.
Thanks, everyone.
I'll reach out to Patrick for my snowblower.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shipping on that's what's going to get.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe not. He could be down the street for all I know. All
Give
right.
it a shot. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, good to see you
Thank
guys.
you.
Okay,
Have a
bye.
good week.
Bye.